when I start to investigate this area, it came to my mind that it's going to change the world. From my point of view, this is only a question of time, and not a long time, 3, 4, 5 years, till we see all the financial market move into the blockchain and to the digital assets.
Welcome to 20-Minute Leaders. Just sit back, relax, and learn from the leaders of today. It's a journey. Each one is different, unique, inspiring. Let's get started. This episode is powered by J Ventures, a community-driven VC fund in Silicon Valley, in partnership with Lomitech, and sponsored by Homeward Ventures, Hippo Insurance, Upwest, Hillel at Stanford, Leap, and Birthright Excel. Welcome to another episode of 20-Minute Leaders. Today I will be speaking about cryptocurrencies with Datika, founder and president of INX. Mr. Datika is the founder and president of INX, a fully regulated digital asset trading platform for listing and trading cryptocurrencies, security tokens, and their derivatives. INX was the first company in history to file an F1 prospectus with the SEC for a registered security token IPO. Mr. Datika has over 25 years of capital markets experience, trading and building networks, and technology play in the banking and financial industries. Datika, welcome to 20-Minute Leaders. How are you?
Good, thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you very, very much for being here. I'm looking forward to talking with you about, both your journey as an investor and company executive, but also today as part of INX, looking at cryptocurrencies, trading platforms, and where we are in this world. And so, Shai, what I'd really love to do is I'd love to take you back a little bit and learn more about you before we dig into cryptocurrency. Give me a little bit of a rundown as to who you are and sort of what are the things that you, if you look back on your journey, you're really most excited about.
I'm coming from 25, 30 years in the traditional financial market. I used to be a trader in Bank Hapoalim in Israel in mid-90s. I established my first company trading between online trading on FX and between banks and clients on 98 or 99. During 2001, I established another company trading between banks only, interdealer broker, trading FX and interest rate derivatives between banks. On 2007, I established another company offering B2C derivatives trading. All companies under license, either in EU, US, or Israel. And during this time, I'm like a very active angel, investing with a portfolio of 15 to 20 startup companies, mainly in the fintech area, insurtech a little bit. And I'm a director, a member of the investment committee and the audit committee with Altshuler Shaham Pension Fund and Provident Fund, managing more than $60 billion.
Incredible. And so obviously there's a big pattern here of fintech and trading. Tell me a little bit about your perspective on fintech. What is it about trading and what is it about the financial services that really captured your interests?
I think my vision on 2017, by the way, I sold and traded option on Bitcoin Strike 50 back 2014 or something like this. But the idea of INX and trading crypto came to my mind on 2017 when I saw this hype of the ICOs. On one side, companies, people managed to raise billions of dollars with a white paper of a few pages saying something like, give me the money, it will be okay. And on the other side, I saw the enthusiastic of the retail clients and early adopters and people like this and things like that. And when I start to investigate this area, it came to my mind that it's going to change the world. From my point of view, this is only a question of time, and not a long time, 3, 4, 5 years, till we see all the financial market move into the blockchain and to the digital assets. I'm not talking about Bitcoin. I'm not talking about INX token. I'm not talking about digital currencies. I'm talking about the technology, the way of keep the information, of trading, of transfer information or a currency or financial instruments from one side to another side, from one individual to another, from one bank to another. So from my point of view, and this is what I said on 2017, we will see dollar digital, we will see euro digital, we will see shekel digital, and we saw in the past 6 months the CBDC reports, and we see all the major central banks are moving towards the digital world because there are huge advantages over here. You have full transparency who holds when, 24/7, privacy, under laws or regulation, the regulator can have an access to the information who holds what wallet and when, which currency where in any seconds, and who is moving what. There's only a question of time. There's only the question is time when we will see the shares that we are familiar with today, like Apple and Google, are moving to the blockchain. It will be the same Apple share, but on blockchain. Tokenization of assets, and of course, security token. And for me, since it's going to be $1 trillion market and not $1 billion market, it cannot work without regulation, 100% regulation, not a little bit. If I want that my mother and my daughter to be part of this game, only with 100% secure and transparency and confidence, and this you achieve only with regulation. So this is why we choose in INX to go on one side, fully regulated platform for currencies, security tokens, derivatives, whatsoever. On the other side, going with the filing a prospectus to the SEC for issuing first ever security token approved, registered with the SEC. Surprisingly, we succeed.
So before we dive deeper into INX, you said a few things that I think are really interesting that I'd like to dwell on for just a little bit. This idea, this notion, what you also started talking about in 2017 and before that, the idea of digital assets and moving to digital, and you gave a few examples there. We see this in the news all the time, and we're seeing different high profile individuals claiming to fame and different buzzwords like Ethereum and Bitcoin, etc. What are the implications, if you are correct? What are the implications on the world, on society, of moving to digital assets?
Look, I'll tell you like this. First of all, when you trade everything on the blockchain, and again, let's try to imagine that you don't need the bank, or the bank is something over there, but you never go to the bank. And now you want to transfer money from here to Philippines, to Vietnam, to US, or to Europe, 24/7, you just click a button and it moves. 100% secure. Leave all the bullshit of cyber and hacking. You can solve this. This is technology. So the banks don't need all the back offices, a huge number of employees. If you ask my son, I have 4 kids, and if you ask one of them, go to the bank to sign on something, he will look at me and say, what are you talking about? Why should I go to the bank to sign? I have a smartphone. I can sign here. So for them, this is more on a daily-based use for them. And this is where the world goes. You're going now to pay in the Apple Store or whatsoever, and you pay with tap on something, and you don't need cash. And the future of the world is no cash at all. There's no need for cash. So if I want to trade now Apple share, I can trade only 5 days a week from 9 o'clock till 4 p.m. That's it. Why? Why can't I trade 24/7? 20 years ago when I wanted to buy a sweatshirt, I needed to go to the mall, and today I can buy 24/7 on the internet. It will be the same. Everything,
Right.
24/7 from a mobile phone. This is the world that we are going to.
So Shai, you're bringing with you dozens of years of financial understandings in deep financial instruments like banks, and you're an investor in multiple startups in the fintech space. You're now, a thought leader in the cryptocurrency space. What is INX, and what are you actually trying to do with the organization?
What we are trying to do with INX is, on one side, to enable to everyone following the regulation and the laws above 18, doesn't matter, but enable to everyone this beautiful platforms of and accessibility to everyone to trade all different type of financial instruments, and to write the book of regulation together with the regulators. When we first met and spoke with the SEC before we filed the first draft of the prospectus on early 2018, January, February 2018, we had a meeting with them where they looked at us and say, okay, we understand what you want to do, but there are no rules, no procedures. We don't know. But if you are willing to try and write a book together with us, we will help. We are not promising to approve. We are not promising anything, but the door is open. And this is what we try to do with INX, to make and to bring this technology and this digital assets world and this new vision of how the financial world will look like, to put it under the umbrella of the regulation.
Okay. Now, how does this fit into the current stance of cryptocurrencies and where we're headed with? Where is this in the middle of the whole chain?
If you can repeat the question, because I lost
Sure.
you for a second.
So, and where is this in the chain of where we're at with cryptocurrencies? So how is this actually going to then impact where the world is moving in terms of crypto?
The train has already left the first station. And we saw PayPal, and we saw Facebook, and we saw Visa and MasterCard talking about moving into blockchain and moving and accept Bitcoin as a payment. I believe they are not working, and they are not doing anything in a vacuum of regulation. Besides Facebook, which is a little bit different, but I believe that PayPal, in this regard, MasterCard and Visa and Apple, all of them, before they did something, before they came out with announcements, it was with coordination with the regulators. So for me, when Apple or PayPal or Payoneer are speaking about accepting Bitcoin or accepting digital assets, this is with the coordination with the regulators. When we see that the Fed and the ECB are talking about going with small trials here and there with euro or a dollar coin, digital dollar. This is the part of the process. And the process eventually, I believe, 3, 4, 5 years, we will move only to digital currencies.
Right. And so now, as you're working with startups and as you're thinking more critically about the space, where are the gaps? So what is now, how is the world transforming now, where young entrepreneurs can come and think through them?
I think the gaps is mainly the ability to adapt new technology by the mass market. And, if we try to look back early 2000s, when we had the Nokia with the buttons, and no, we didn't have the smartphones. And Steve Jobs came with the iPhone, I remember I read article where they said maybe market share of 5%, 10%, 15%. Few years after that, you don't see anything besides smartphones. Even my mother, she's 80 something, almost 90, smartphone. So the gaps is the ability by the mass market to adopt this new technology. So I think the one of the mission of companies like us is to enable the accessibility and to simplify the access to everybody to this world, because there's no need to go to the bank, no need to have a physical wallet with cash inside. This is the main gap I see. Of course, technology, processing of 10 or 100 or 1 million or 10 million process trades per second. Technology, we will solve this. It will take another month or another year. Technology, we know how to solve.
Now, do you see yourself staying in the fintech space? Also in the long-term future, is this really a place where you see yourself evolving, continuing to evolve, and continuing to be a part of the different revolutions that are going to take place?
Can you repeat the question?
Of course. Do you see yourself staying in the financial services market, in the fintech space, whatever it may look like, throughout the next, even let's say if you've already been there for 2-3 dozen years, for the next 2-3 dozen years, is this still a place that is intriguing enough for you to continue in the same path that you're going?
The same
path that you're going?
I don't know. I enjoy. I wake up I walk like 20 hours a day, and I enjoy what I'm doing. So yes, as long as I have fun, I could have retired many years ago, and I decided to change the world and to do something which is going to affect on each and every one of us. And this is why I decided to go through this path. When I started the INX, it was more or less the same time that Binance started. I could have started something like Binance, and to have a crypto trading platform, no regulation whatsoever, not to touch in US, and probably I would have a printer machine of money in my salon instead of carpets. But I decided to go with the regulatory path, which I believe is the only way to build a sustainable company for the next 50 years.
I love it, and I love the idea of building a sustainable company for the next 50 years. I think that's remarkable. And Shai, I really want to thank you for coming. I have a few more questions about your own journey, rather than cryptos or INX. And I want to take you back to your childhood. Before you were bank trader, what really fascinated you as a kid? What really sparked your curiosity?
This is a good one. I grew up in a boarding school for 6 years, from age 12 to 18. And I think I've always said I will do my first 1 million before age of 30. And this is what I did.
I love it. And what inspires you today, whether it's in your work and your personal life? What serves as an inspiration?
Again, what is?
What inspires you today? What serves as an inspiration?
Beside my kids, to have a vision of something and to find that you are right. When I started this journey 4 years ago, and I spoke about regulation, transparency, anonymity on trading, people in the community looked at us and say, "What the fuck, are you crazy?" Because we are talking about decentralization, no central banks, anonymity. And for me, the technology is good, the idea is good, but anonymity doesn't work. And today we see more and more people in the industry and outside of the industry talking about transparency, no anonymity, and things like that. And this is inspire me because, to think about something and to have a vision before everyone else, and then the market follows you, this inspire me.
Very, very cool. And what are 3 words that you would use to describe yourself?
Speedy, the execution, and close to people.
Amazing.
So on one side, I do multitask missions on the same time, very fast. Execution ability, I think this is one of my expertise, but on the same time to be very close to the people and from employees, clients, investors, friends, family.
Very, very cool. Shy, toda rabba. Thank you very, very much. This was great. Best of luck with INX.
Thank you.
And thank you for the positive impact. And stay safe and stay healthy.
Thank you so much, you too.
Thank you.